Let's have a look.
Evening, people. Welcome to Football with Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe and spreading that love right across the big bad world of ours. And it is a big bad world, especially if you are a Leeds fan. But never mind. Mr. Tom, how are you doing, my friend? And thank you ever so much for joining at last minute tonight.
Well, based on that introduction, I've obviously made a massive mistake. No, it's all good, it's all fun. Hello, BX Gunner, Jamie Wooten, Colonel Ward, even.
Many thanks, guys. I know it is a late one tonight, but couldn't be helped. Originally, it was going to be 10:30, but unfortunately, a little bit of work got in the way. We're going to a chat. Colonel Ward, yes, my friend, how are you? BX Gunner is here. Jamie, how are you, my friend? You good? And I say, and we're live. Correct, Amando. Okay, where shall we start? It's been a week or two, Mr. Tom. A week or two, and let's get it out of the way. It is, one of the earliest stories, and that is your playoff final. Now, before we go any further, I know I've been bantering you, but, and it is God's honest truth, hand on heart when I say this, right? I've been following football many years, following Cardiff up and down the country, season ticket for many, many years. We had a playoff final against Blackpool. We were absolute certainty that we were going to win that. Unfortunately, we lost. And I've been on the receiving ends of or my teams like Wales, Romania, and everything. But I'm not kidding you. Leaving Wembley and that trip back to Cardiff after that playoff final, I have never felt so gutted watching a football. So my thoughts and prayers were actually going to you, even though I was bantering you, mate.
It was not my favourite Sunday occasion, football-wise. Could have gone better.
What do you think? Do you think big match nerves or what?
There's something in the water in Leeds and at Wembley that just doesn't mix with Leeds United. Do you know the last time Leeds scored a competitive goal at Wembley?
Go on.
It's genuinely true. I'm not including the Charity Shield in 1992. Not going to include that. Glorified friendly, some would say. Because, yeah, you win a trophy, but ultimately it's friendly.
Yeah.
So last time we scored a goal, a competitive match at Wembley, 1972 FA Cup final.
Well, I said Cantona because of the Charity Shield, didn't I?
Yeah. No, of course. Like, obviously, our last goal at Wembley is Cantona. But our last actual meaningful goal at Wembley is Alan Clark in the 72 final against Arsenal.
It was Southampton. Look, I don't really like Russell Martin because of his connection to Swansea. But I think he had your manager's number all season, haven't he? I think so.
It seems that way. I mean, there are a lot of outside factors. We decided that playing Southampton at Southampton was a great opportunity to try and punish Joe Rodon for getting sent off at Hull. Like, oh, you ain't walking back into our team when you do your suspension. Turned out we did have him in the team, and then Southampton scored 3 goals in the first half. So that was a mistake. We didn't repeat a second time from then on. But I mean, what can you say? They beat us 3 times. I mean, the second game, it was barely meant anything in the sense that it meant a lot to them, but it was obviously final game. It had all the atmosphere, as we were saying, like last time we were here, we were saying it had all the emotion of a funeral, because even if we'd have won, it wouldn't have mattered. We were still going to be in the playoffs, but ultimately they deserve to go up. Be disingenuous for me to say anything else.
Do you think?
Over the, I don't think they're a better team than Leeds, but I think they're better at playing Leeds.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
No, I agree. Do you think after Leeds smashed Norwich in the semis, they just thought we just have to turn up here?
I think there was elements of the players that thought that. Obviously, you would all know from this show that I personally did not think that at all. I was just trying to enjoy a good performance because they've been very rare since the March international break.
Okay.
It's one of them things. It's very painful, Brownie. But
very painful, mate. And you know what? I'm not kidding you. I'm really not kidding you. This will go on for a few months into the next season. I know it from experience, bro. I'm not kidding you. It was fucking painful. The ex-wife used to say to me, let's go, the season had finished. We're in the summer months. Let's go away from a weekend. No. Why are you like this? Honestly, I really did not give a shit. I just wanted a summer on the sofa, I think. It was really that bad.
Yeah. I may have turned around at some point on that afternoon and said something to the extent of, that's it, I'm done with football. I'm not letting football dictate my summer. And I'm still on YouTube, still talking about it. Just is what it is, isn't it?
Well,
you know what fixes this
the
kind
benefit
of thing?
of it,
Winning.
The benefit of it is that Red Bull have finally broke into English football. After many years, they tried it with West Ham.
This deal's been in the works for 6 months, Brownie.
What are your thoughts on that? Right, before you answer that question, hang on. I'm a Cardiff fan. We all know what that dictator, who is still owner of Cardiff, done when he, changed the colours, changed the tradition. That's why I said, fuck it, stop my season ticket after 13 years. At the same time, you had the Alams at Hull, who wanted to change their name to Hull City Tigers or whatever you call.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I think, please don't take it 100%, but I think after that, the FA banned any possibility of name changes. Now, don't know if that's 100%, but I know that there was a movement like that.
Yeah. I like, similar to yourself, I don't know if it's actually factually true, but I know that the way the Hull fans reacted certainly was a big part of why they are not called Hull City Tigers today.
Yeah.
Like, they were furious, and they were right to be furious, because your club name is your club name. I mean, if your club's existed for 100 years, who are the Alam family to decide it's not?
Oh, I know, mate. I know. It was commercialism that went against tradition. When we went red, I was gutted. But
Just
anyway.
was wrong.
So could it be Red Bull Leeds? Are they really? Surely they wouldn't have gone in to just keep a minority amount of shares, surely.
My understanding of the deal, Brownie, is And keep in mind, this could change because I could turn out to be 100% wrong. But to my understanding of it, Red Bull came in 6 months ago, fully understanding that they are not going to get to change the name of the club, the badge, or the stadium. They are apparently they didn't even suggest it. They just pointed out like we know it's a no-go. So it's like it on both sides. It was like the second it gets brought up as a thing, there's no deal. So don't get me wrong, I'm not naive enough to think that in 3 years' time, once they've pumped 200 million into the club, that a different conversation might happen. Not naive to that. But again, they're paying us 60 million allegedly to put the Red Bull on shirt.
They would have done a due diligence when they were very interested in West Ham. Very interested in West Ham. About the possibility of a name change and everything like that. So, hey, fair play. It was an opportunity, and it was timed to perfection as well. Yeah. It really was. So let's go back in the chat, Tom, for a moment.
Yeah, cool.
Colonel, bribe Tom again with a close-out paper. I don't know what that is, man. Okay, Jamie is Sheffield United fan, looking forward to Leeds Blades. And yeah, still City Derby next year, isn't it?
There's some big games.
Next season. Ethan is in house. Hi, Ethan. Hope you guys are well. Hope you are too, my friend.
I think it's the first season in a long time that there's no Yorkshire club in the Premier League.
Yeah, you're right.
They're all in the Championship.
Yeah.
Apart from Rotherham and Barnsley.
Well, Bradford as well, isn't it?
Yeah. The big three are, though, with respect to the others.
I go to every Cardiff game, but I never let it ruin my mood. Yeah, different. With greatest respect, Ethan, different age. You know what I'm saying? Different age, different time. Tottenham being rebranded to fuck all FC.
I admire Ethan's, if that's actually true, and there's no reason to say it's not, because I don't know him. If that is actually true, I admire that because I can't do that, no matter how much I try. Leeds United does affect my mood, my mental health, let's just say. And it shouldn't, but it does.
Yeah, it does. It does. You know, when I used to go to Cardiff, if they win, the wife wouldn't be seeing me until Sunday morning. If they lose, I'm going home fucking pissed off. And within 2 hours, I'm going to a petrol station buying flowers to make it up for my fucking bad mood. Maybe I'm thinking now, reason why she fucking fucked me off.
It might be.
Okay, Champions League. I enjoyed it. Okay, I do have very, very soft spot Real Madrid because my time over there. I used to go to Bernabeu quite often, very often. But Dortmund, they had nothing up front. And by halftime, knowing Real Madrid like I do, I knew it was game over.
The chances Dortmund had, if you don't convert them, you ain't gonna beat many teams, let alone Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Simple as that. People in your chat are gonna mock me for saying this, but it reminded me of my own team because of the sheer number of chances, the quality of chances they were carving out and not putting them away, which made me feel like I was watching my own team. Because that's what we become notorious for at the end of the season. Just couldn't hit barn door, other than the Norwich game. But every other game.
I actually went to London on Friday, only because of work. But then it was like they closed Regent Street off, and they had like all these little things going on. I remember they had it in Cardiff Bay when the final was in Cardiff.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I was going to do a video. In fact, I did do it halfway, and then fucking bored me to death, mate. If I'm honest with you, right? It really did bore me to death. I thought, no, I'm really not enjoying this, and so my plan was binned within half an hour.
What was it when you started it? What was it intended to be?
What
Before you got bored? Yeah, what was it going to be?
Well, basically, what do they call it? The Champions League
Is it like a fan zone kind of?
festival.
Oh, festival.
Champions League festival, right?
Yeah.
And I still got videos on. Yeah, I was first one now, right? Hang on. I think I still got. Hi guys, welcome to Football with Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, spreading that love right across the big bad world. Now, I just popped into London, and let's just see, I've decided to go to the Champions League event. Right. Anyway, it goes on and goes on.
Yeah.
But it said that it was open like from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. I went there about 2 p.m. It was nothing, there was no music. The stage was empty. Half of the like games you could play, it was fucking pants, mate, if I'm honest with you. Really was pants. I thought, it'd be a bit different. I actually spoke to a steward who, after talking to him, he said he was going to be a steward for the football, for the game.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't go on camera. And I know why he wouldn't go on camera now, because he couldn't do his fucking job the following night. Do you know what I mean? It really was pants, so waste of time. But just one of them things, I suppose. The actual game, Don Carlo, he doesn't get enough bloody credit, does he? He really doesn't.
No, I think he gets the appropriate credit because he's considered a legend in Football Manager. Not in the game, I mean, in football management. He's, everyone knows he knows what he's doing. Very rarely do you hear anyone, when Real Madrid, like when they lost to Man City 4-0, no one was realistically sitting there going, oh, Ancelotti's not got it anymore. It was like, no, he'll regroup and he'll be back. And he was, and he beat them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't want to say there's no merit to what you said. It's just, it never occurred to me that he would be, like, underrated or anything like that.
I just think the media wank themselves stupid over Pep and Klopp nowadays. And you think, well, hang on, Ancelotti has done it everywhere. Apart from Everton.
When he was at Everton, he got a lot of, considering his Everton team finished 10th, he was still, like, rightly, based on what he's gone on to achieve, let's say. Not like
he claimed broken promises. Broken promises by the owners. And you know what? As time has gone on, the proof is in the pudding. But without Ancelotti, you wouldn't have James Rodriguez playing for Everton. And if you look at Calvert-Lewin, Calvert-Lewin, his best season was with Ancelotti, and he'll tell you himself, Ancelotti advised him one touch. Don't fuck around with the ball. One touch all the time. And he took that on board, and that's why he had have a goal scoring record for that one season. But they was all, and the owners again, they put a clause in saying that if a Champions League team come in for Ancelotti, they would release him. So it's the owners to blame.
Well, as soon as he left, obviously James Rodriguez was like, well, I don't really want to be here. So please pay me to sit on Twitch for the next 12 months or whatever it was. And I think they ended up releasing to a team in Qatar or something like that, which obviously financially worked out all right for everyone involved. Well, I don't want to use the word financially worked out and Everton in the same sentence, but you know what I mean.
What's your opinion on Bellingham?
I think he's obviously, there's only 3 English players that have won the Champions League with non-English clubs. The others being, I believe, Steve McManaman and Owen Hargreaves. But I mean, I don't want to sit and say he's shit because it's not true. But I think he's very good. He had a great year. Year for it, like as a midfielder who scored 18 goals and got some assists.
I can feel a butt coming on by you.
No, it's not that. I'm reluctant to basically go like he's the best footballer I've ever seen in midfield. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's one season at Real Madrid. He's surrounded by players that will enable him to get the goals and assists. I mean, don't get me wrong, you still got to do it. But at the same time, I'm just like, let's see what he does in the England jersey over the next month.
You know what? I'm in agreement with you regarding what what he's like on the pitch at the moment.
Yeah.
However, I cannot be anything other than absolutely impressed of the way he conducts himself off the pitch. I think he's a credit to the to the country, then, where I'm a fucking Welshman. Do you know what I mean? But I think he's a credit to himself, credit to his family, and he will be, the way you go in, he will be commercially the next David Beckham, I think.
Where I think it won't work for him like that is because he wasn't at an elite club in England. If he'd have had a few years at Manchester United, then Real Madrid, like David Beckham, because he won't have the elite exposure in the Premier League, I think that count against him in terms of, I could be totally wrong, that's fine, but I just feel like it'll be, I'm not saying he's going to make money hand over fist, just not to a David Beckham comparatively level. But if you counted apples to oranges.
No, I'm on about the way he conducts himself with the media.
Oh yeah. He's perceived as a nice boy, isn't he?
And also as well, when I was over in Spain, look, as a Cardiff boy, I loved Gareth Bale. Right? However, knowing the Spanish press as I do, and how him and his agent, I have to say, neither of them were away from being at fault. But everyone had their issues, and I cannot be anything other than impressed of the way he'd taken on the Spanish language, and that is so fucking so important to the Madrid fans, and that's why towards the end, Bale and Madrid fans. Do you know what I mean?
Gareth Bale fascinating, right? Because they're going to study this, right? They're going to study, like, what went wrong with him? He won loads of Champions Leagues for Madrid, and why they still hate him? I'm like, you can pinpoint it to one thing. You can't wield a flag that says Wales Golf Madrid and then act shocked when like the Real Madrid fans and the media
Yeah.
think you're a bit of a prick. Like you can't sit there and go, I wonder why they hate me. Like you did it to bait them, and they're baited. You went fishing and you caught someone, and you caught one.
You know, on your earlier videos, when I was over in Spain, on the earlier videos, you know, I was doing videos of exactly what was happening over here, because the Welsh media will always fucking be pro Gareth Bale, obviously, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But you know, even his agent was acting like an absolute wanker. You know, Zidane was at fault many times as well, but it's a complete polar opposite to what you're seeing with Bellingham. It really is. You know, I did put a short him speaking Spanish in an interview earlier on, and you know, towards the end, you know, as he said, you know, my Spanish is good, but it's not perfect. But also, what he said after that, it's not perfect, and I apologize for it not to be perfect. And please, I promise you that I just need a little bit more time. Now, he said that on a mic in front of a whole of a Burnabout. It's incredible, man. It really is incredible. And 20, I think he is, yeah?
Yeah, he probably speaks better English, better Spanish than I speak English. So I'll give him that.
You know, what he said in that interview was very basic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The interviewer knew about it, so he kind of like, you know,
They're
helped
not
each other out.
expecting him to
Very
recite
basic, don't
War
get
and
me
Peace
wrong.
in
But
Spanish, are they?
but you wouldn't have seen Bale in his 7 years at Real Madrid fucking attempting something like that. And it speaks a lot about a person. Okay, go back in the chat for a moment.
Hey
I
guys,
know
in the
a few
chat.
people have come in.
Move.
Crazy that Mbappe and Endrick. I knew about Mbappe. Check, even as you know, check bloody videos long time ago. And Mbappe was on the cards fucking when I was over there.
I saw a thing on the internet earlier where basically like BBC Match of the Day have put page or whatever have put something up where they've gone through the Stoke archive on Twitter, and they found a tweet where basically Stoke are praising Grant, one of their defenders in 2017, for doing a tackle on Kylian Mbappe for Monaco.
All right, yeah.
It was just the surrealness of like Kylian Mbappe through on goal, but stopped by Ryan Grant or whoever it was. It was like, okay, that's a thing that happened.
Was that like in a league, in like a UEFA Cup or something? Was it?
That would have been like pre-season friendly.
Ah, right. Okay.
It was back when he played for Monaco, so he would have been about 16, 17 or whatever it would have been.
Ethan says Pep have done it everywhere too. Pep have done it wherever money is, and we'll go into that later on after what's happened today. Because I tell you, I'm proper wound up about what Randy is in the house. Hi, Randy. I know I spoke to Randy earlier on. I know he's ill. Randy, I will give you a call tomorrow, bro.
Get well, Randy.
Yeah, get well soon. Everyone in the chat, please wish Randy best wishes as well. Randy says Bellingham better than overrated Saka.
Oh, right, and I know our Arsenal fans in the chat are going to come for me on this, right? I'm not going to insult Saka. It's not like, let me preface it. I'm not insulting Saka. I've just found someone on the internet that was insulting Saka because they managed to make a montage of any game Arsenal lost and Saka would start limping. And it was like, that's funny. Like any game he doesn't play well in, it's like, he developed a bit of a limp, Bukayo. So,
Melina in the house. Hi, MM. Hope you're well. Hope all good over there in Canada. Bargath. Big up Brownie,
hello,
what's
Bargath.
good? Hi, Bargath. You're still in Miami, Bargath. The place I got married. Fucking looking back, I wish I didn't know. But never mind.
I always think when I think Miami, I always think of CSI and the weird ginger man who used to be like he'd take off his glasses to say a
Oh,
line,
great
and then he'd
place.
put his
Miami is a
glasses
great
back on.
place.
Great.
Right. What else can we talk about now before we go on to?
I have a question based on you saying about Welsh media. So
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually asked you about this, but what is your take on Wrexham? Like just like because obviously you yourself being Welsh and supporting a Welsh club, do you
I
have
know
and is there an animosity towards Wrexham or
many years ago when I first started watching Cardiff, it was an animosity. As time have gone on, and it kind of like relates to what happened in St James's Park last night. What used to happen was when Wales played away, there used to be proper issues between Cardiff, Swansea, and Wrexham fans. And I mean proper issues.
yeah
It was fighting more amongst each other than it was with. Then I can't remember why, but then things started getting very friendly between Cardiff and Wrexham. Newport as well. After Newport County as well, there were issues.
yeah
But people start getting very friendly, Cardiff and Wrexham. And as time have gone on, I know many people from North Wales who watch Wrexham and they'd watch Cardiff, they travel to Cardiff. My opinion, look, I'm a bit worried, and I'll tell you why I'm a bit worried now. But enjoy the ride. Because looking back now, my favourite time of watching Cardiff is when Sam Aman took over when we were in what is now called League Two, and he took us to the Championship. And what a journey it was! It was great. When he left us with shitloads of debt. But you know what? No one can take away those memories of that fucking journey. Now that relates to my worry about Wrexham, because not many people know about this. Okay, they've been spending. They haven't been spending that much, really, if I'm honest with you, because the TikTok sponsorship and everything like that, has given them a lot of income, plus other
yeah
things.
oh their income they obviously they've got sponsorships that no team in any division they're in could ever dream of getting.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But my worry is, and it's just been confirmed, likes of Kieran Maguire and everything, and other people like that, they're lending the club, they're loaning the club money, and we all know when owners loan club money at a percentage rate of 3%. Right now, I know it's not like David Sullivan used to do with West Ham at 15%. But my worry is, for example, if he got to the Championship or the Premier League and the owners wanted to buy it, owners wanted to sell it, my worry is, would it be a buyer out there? Because the current owners would take away all the other interest. You know what I'm saying? Take away the bloody TV.
If they upped and left, Wrexham have a big income, but it's their income. It's because of them.
Yeah.
If they up and leave and they take the TikTok sponsorship with them, they're still on the hook for like all the players they've bought in on big wages.
Absolutely.
And
that is my worry.
Big wages, preface that for the National League, League Two, League One, big wages.
And that is my worry. When they do decide to sell up, and it will happen, because it is a business, is there actually going to be a buyer out there who will buy it at the price which they're asking for, knowing damn well that TikTok will fuck off, the American TV companies will fuck off, and when you're lending the club money at 3%, that could be a problem.
Could be. Have you actually seen the show about them?
I haven't.
It's not bad. It's some episodes are better than others because they've gone about it in a really interesting way because it's not always about the football club. Like, because of the obvious thing of, oh, well, it's just going to be about the two owners. Not always. Like, they've made a point of, let's do episodes that are about the local community and things like this. And admittedly, they're not the most interesting ones for me personally. But I appreciate the fact that there will be people that really buy into that. And more importantly, the community of Wrexham are going to buy into that because it's going to make them feel like, oh, I can get on the show. I can be on Disney Plus in England. I don't know what it's actually on in America, if it's FX and all that. But
Flying Pig United. Have you, Mr. Tom? Have you watched Flying Pig United?
I've not. Pig? I've heard his show referenced by Stefan, but obviously I don't want to sound like a disingenuous person. Like, oh, I'd only go over there when they lose.
Hey, I'm telling you, you would love Pig. You would love Pig, yeah. Honestly, right? I've had him on this channel. He is fucking crazy. Not as crazy as me, right? But he does have long bad nightmares every time I mention the blooded mattress scenario. But Pig, many thanks for jumping in.
Okay.
I didn't realise he was a father now. While I was away, he impregnated Mrs. Pig. And fucking hell, I never thought he could look after himself. Never mind the baby, but congratulations.
All right, well, I've subbed to Flying Pig. I'll give it.
Yeah, you'd love him. You would love him. I know you're a Leeds fan. He's a Man United fan, but honestly, great content. Randy, only 400. I know. We're almost there. My friend. Can you imagine if I didn't have 17 months off, where we would be now? But never mind. Shit happens. Southgate.
You'd be if you weren't posting Astrid Wet on your stories. Well, not stories. I forget the time.
I'm sick of it now. There are many other, women on bloody Twitter and that from all other clubs. There's one from Hull now, for fuck's sake.
Oh, every team has one.
Randy, calling it now. Southgate, what's your opinion? I'm calling it now. And Flying Pig will hate me for it. Southgate, and I've mentioned this, next manager at Man United. I think that is why they're fucking stalling about this fucking decision about Ten Hag. They're waiting on him.
I think they're not necessarily waiting on Southgate, but there will be an international manager they are waiting for. Again, I don't know who, but this is the thing. There'll be 24 of them. That will, because generally you get a mass exodus at the end of an international tournament. Like, you'll get 15 managers, all at the job centre at the same day, kind of thing. And
I know what you mean.
Maybe they'll be holding out for one of them.
I think it's Southgate all over it. I've done 2 bets now for Southgate. Sorry?
But based on what has he done? And I'm not really meaning this to insult him or them. Well,
no, I agree with you.
But what's he done? Other than
I agree with you, man. I absolutely agree with you. I don't think his CV wouldn't fucking go for an Everton, right? But
he wouldn't get through. But I tell you,
this is why I think. Yeah, this is why I think the English experienced players at Man United are on too big a wage for them to be moved on. Okay? Now, Ineos know that they need to keep them happy. They need a happier Rashford. They need a happier Maguire. And who to do that? Someone they know to be manager and who they're comfortable with. Southgate, right? They all say going to England was a nice break away from it, right? So bring England to United. his England contract is out after this tournament, right? And all the backroom, that guy from Newcastle, what's his name? What's his name? Football director.
Oh, Ashworth, is it
Yeah.
Dan Ashworth?
Yeah, Dan Ashworth. They work together at England,
Right.
right? And it does feel as if it's a kind of like, not Brexit, Man United Brexit, but it does kind of feel as if there's a Nigel Farage fucking mentality going on with
cycling,
fucking
isn't it?
Ineos.
It's like Team UK, Team Great Britain cycling, isn't it? Like
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I suppose, like Newcastle did the same thing when they got their new owner. They knew the quickest way to get the fan base on side, other than winning football matches, was to go, right, we're going to bring in English talent.
Yeah.
Whether it works or not, I don't know. But that's Newcastle immediately like we're gonna get rid of Steve Bruce. We're gonna bring in an up and coming England manager. Now I don't know where an English manager. Sorry, I don't know where people stand on Eddie Howe, but at the time it was like, Eddie Howe could end up being the first English Premier League winning manager, like based on the fact that the assumption that he was gonna get loads of money to spend, which has obviously not turned out to be the case. They've given a good amount of money to spend, to be fair, but ultimately, it's always just the easiest tactic when you've got lots of money to go, all right, we're just going to spend it on English folk. Because it gets your fan base going like, oh yeah, we're going to be a core English talent producer.
But I tell you what though, Tom, yeah? How unprofessional is it for them to be hanging Ten Hag out like this? Oh, I think it's disgusting, really. I'm not a Man United fan, but, I used to have my own recruitment agency and been in HR and all that for nearly 20 years. Fucking hell. If that guy was actually a normal person, that normal person could take the employer, because it's like constructive dismissal, basically.
Yeah, but where that would get a bit murky, and I'm not saying you're wrong, like, of course, football management or football managers are among the worst treated people on earth, aren't they? In terms of like how they're actually treated in the job. Not talking about the financial compensation for it, because you're basically paid a lot of money for rewarding failure. But you got to look at how the person they replaced was treated, and you'll often find it was very similar. Like, for example, we'll all be sitting here going, I can't believe they're doing this to Ten Hag. Like, we all know he's gone, and they're letting him stay in the job until they can get the replacement. But they did it to Ten Hag. Ralph Rangnick beforehand. It would have, like, my best example of this would be David Moyes. Everyone knew they were shopping for his replacement like a month ago while he was still the manager. But they're actually flying in managers from Portugal for interviews. But they did the same. Like, Pellegrini got sacked and David Moyes was appointed the next day. Now, I doubt that deal was done within that 17-hour window of the sacking. David Moyes was no doubt in conversation with West Ham while Pellegrini was the manager.
We know what goes on, but I've never seen it as public as this before, and it really is distasteful, if I'm honest with you. It really is. On about distasteful, I'm going to mention this as well. I know there's a few Arsenal fans in the chat. Kevin Campbell, best wishes go to him and his family. I don't know Kevin personally, but I know John Burridge. I was speaking to Budgie on social media yesterday, and asking to pass best wishes to the Campbell family. And I have to point this out. Now, I don't know if Ethan is still in the chat and watching this, right? But I am disgusted of Cardiff City social media. Now, Kevin Campbell had a great career, mainly with Arsenal and Everton, Trabzonspor, Nottingham Forest, West Brom, and Cardiff City. Now, he was only there for a short time at Cardiff City. I remember watching him almost every game. And the stats would not tell you a true story about Kevin Campbell. You look at his stat, I think he may have had 1 or 2 goals, if that. But the way he linked up with the likes of Michael Chopra, he helped the club during that time he was there. Now, the people in charge of Cardiff City admin, social media admin, may be too young to remember, and I appreciate that. But what I don't appreciate, especially after I done a social media post about his illness, wishing him the best, and linked them in on it, I'm embarrassed that my team is the only club out of all the clubs he played for who hasn't made a statement and sending best wishes to. I'm disgusted, if I'm honest with you. I needed to say that.
My main thing I remember him for, and like people could find this really silly, is like obviously goes without saying, scored fair few goals for Arsenal, partnership with Ian Wright, highly famous. Quite instrumental actually in introducing young black football fans into Arsenal fandom, I would imagine, is because of Ian Wright and Kevin Campbell.
Yeah.
However, I also remember Everton would no doubt have not been a Premier League club, even in the late 90s, if it wasn't for Kevin Campbell.
Oh, absolutely. And every Everton fan would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think he had 9 goals in 6 games or something like that, he basically, and him and Francis Jeffers up front. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I'm very angry. I pointed it out on Twitter. Again, no interaction from Cardiff City, but I'm very angry that Cardiff City, my team, have not mentioned or wished Kevin Campbell best wishes after his transfer to hospital. It's disgusting, man. It pisses me off. I'm probably going to clip this up and put it on. Do you know what I mean? But I'm very angry about that. Right. Let's go about today's news, shall we? Right.
Why not?
Do you know about this now? Well, surely you would. How do I? Here you go. Okay. Here we go. Can you see that, Tom?
It's doing a loading. It's doing a loading thing, but I'm sure it will come up in a second. It's spinning round.
Can you see it?
It's spinning around. Yep. Nancy have launched legal action against Premier League for alleged discrimination against the club's own. What the fuck? Pardon my language. Sorry, Brownie, I shouldn't swear.
Have you not heard about this?
I vaguely heard about it, but then thought, nah, it's the 5th of June. I ain't reading shit about Manchester City. I'm not in the Premier League. I don't care. But with respect to you, what is this about, sir?
Right. Man City have actually issued court papers to the Premier League today. Okay? Now, what they are very angry about is what is called associated party transaction rules. For example,
Yeah.
the Etihad being sponsored by Etihad, they don't like the fact that an independent body would investigate that type of sponsorship, right? So that it's they do you know what I mean? Like, for example, if every other stadium is sponsored for 20 million a season, right? They can only go at 20 million a season. They don't like that. They want those kind of rules to be dropped and go has what it used to be like, which was anything fucking goes. And that's
They
one of the
basically want
reasons why
to be
the
able to give
115
themselves the
charges
money they need,
basically
right?
go on.
It sounds like they want to just be allowed to sponsor themselves to the tune of how much they need to spend that year.
That's right. Basically, pump more financial. Oh, I'd have to fucking say this. Pump more financial.
It's financial doping.
Doping, yeah. And this is the issue. This is part of the issue of a 115 because the sponsorship of the Etihad Stadium, I think it may be shirt sponsorship as well. No, completely, 3 or 4 times what freaking Man United shirt sponsorship was. Do you know what I mean? It didn't, and that's where the question marks of the FFP originated from. But yeah, so bearing in mind the Premier League, how it works, everyone, for whatever rule comes in, all the Premier League clubs attend and they make a vote. Yeah? And the majority win. Now, this
14,
happened. This rule happened when Newcastle come in because they were worried about what potentially Newcastle's owners could do. So, but yet Man City didn't do anything. 12 clubs voted for this rule. Man City didn't complain or nothing. Now, in my opinion, because the 115, the heat is coming on, this is just another opportunity for Man City to kick the can down the road because the 115 case would not be heard when this is going on.
Yeah. Brownie, I'll tell you right now, the lawyers have sat there all year. Their lawyers, I'll picture them as in The Simpsons, Mr. Burns' team of lawyers, the evil lawyers, competent, etc. Have all sat in a room and they've gone, no, it's all right, Shake. It's all right, Shake, man, so it's fine. Because at the moment they least expect it, we'll just sue them.
Yeah. And
what do you mean we'll sue them? They won't see it coming.
The legals were proved by a trinity of a majority. What kind of... This is coming from why it's been delayed. People may not know, right? But Man City complained that the panel involved what they claimed was Arsenal fans. That's why it's been delayed for a few months because the panel needed to be changed. And as Kerno said, and it was right, they actually claimed that the rules, because it's against Newcastle and Man City now, the rules are anti-golf state.
Incredible.
Basically racist.
But what I find interesting here...
But yet they had nothing...
I think the tyranny of the majority was probably all right when they were the majority with the cartel of the Big Six, making it so their share of the TV money was slightly bigger than it used to be. I'm sure the tyranny of the majority was absolutely fine when it benefited them.
Yeah. But
Like
they
most
know,
things in sport and life.
by issuing these court papers, that means the
Yeah,
115 fucking case will have to be put on hold. Have to be
they
put on
get to
hold
spend what
until
they want for another year.
absolute bullshit, man.
Brownie, I'm telling you
Stefan
this.
is in the house. Our mate Stefan is in the house. Hi, Stefan. About time. People have been asking
Stefan,
about, yeah. It is bullshit. It is bullshit.
Brownie, I'll tell you this now. As we've discovered with Everton and Leicester, if you let them get away with it, they are able to spend the money and make their squad good enough to swat away the consequences regardless. And that's what's happening in Man City.
Yeah.
Even if you make it so Man City can't spend a penny in, say, in 3 years' time, they go, you are under a transfer embargo. They'll go, oh, that's really bad. But thank you for letting us have the 3 years to build a squad up long enough to withstand it regardless.
And people think, especially Man City fans, half of them are fucking deluded, mate, if I'm honest with you. Right? People think that they won the case against UEFA. That's actually incorrect. UEFA won the case, but unfortunately, the punishment was downgraded. UEFA still won the case.
UEFA didn't want to punish them ultimately because they're one of their bigger clubs. So it was one of them things. You're punishing them, but you don't want to make them uncompetitive while doing that.
Yeah.
Because their competition hinges on the biggest clubs being in it.
Look, with Man City, my father was a Man City fan, right? I've been a Main Road many times. And I prefer, for many years, because my old man, but also it was a people's club. It was the common man, the working class club of Manchester, basically. And even for my father, who always went on to me, I supported Man City since 1962, blah, 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 right? Even for him to basically lose interest when he started winning things, because he'd always tell me that's not the club, that's not the reason. Winning stuff is not the reason why I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it because what it represented at the time. This is I've never been a socialist, right? I've never been one for fucking wanting government intervention. But I'm telling you now, I am getting really fucking pissed off with how the Premier League are acting, how portraying themselves, and fuck it. If there has to be a government involvement in the Premier League, then let's do it.
If they turn around and go, right, we're going to step in here, and by that, I mean, I don't really know what that means. I don't know what the government can actually do. But I get the feeling they can do stuff which will then make a certain 6 clubs in England, for example, will turn around and say, oh, we don't like this. We're just going to go over here with Barcelona and Real Madrid and play football ourselves. Like the Super League, basically, is what I'm getting at. But me personally, fine. See how
Ryan,
quickly we
if
all
you
get
want to
bored
come
of
in on
playing
it,
each other.
Ryan, I will send you a link. Let me know. No, absolutely, mate. Man City, fucking. You look at the bloody victory celebrations. I'm not kidding you. Cardiff had more fucking people celebrating the fact that we lost an FA Cup final. Fucking, it's fucking ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, and it's basically using football to clean dodgy finances.
He's the worst.
Abramovich started
He
it.
started it.
he
started
started
the ball
it.
rolling.
He started it, and they had to take it because had it not been Abramovich, Chelsea would have gone bust.
Yep.
So you know, they had to make sure that deal happened. But
Yeah,
it's just cleaning money.
but if before anyone said, because I know we've got a lot of people in here that know their stuff, they know their football history. To be fair, for anyone who turns around and goes, "No, the money in football actually started with Jack Walker in 1993 with Blackburn Rovers or whatever," but it's really important to know that that was legitimately his money.
Yeah.
Not built off the back of like anything sinister or dirty. And he just happened to be a slightly richer, wealthier owner than the average Premier League owner of the time, which was basically your local businessman.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
a local business consortium.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm you know what? Fuck it. Strip Man City of the titles. Get them down to fucking non-league. Let's see if fucking Pep and De Bruyne and fucking Haaland would want to play against Dorking fucking Wanderers or something.
I did read that, and again, I don't know how much credence this has at all. De Bruyne's probably off to Saudi Arabia for one last big payday. Not that you're short of paydays at Manchester City, of course. Like I'm sure if you play for them, you're tending to be financially okay. But again,
I think he's come to a point. Well, I mean, the actual comment he made earlier was, or earlier maybe yesterday, was I have played 15 years in football, and I wouldn't make as much as I would in 2 years in Saudi Arabia. This is where Henderson messed up. Henderson tried to fucking, and he said, "Look, I'm going here for money, no problem." But he didn't. I wanted to improve, improve the game and all that bollocks. To be fucking honest, everyone knows the standard is bollocks. However,
yes,
you get the money.
You should, like, basically, everyone mocks like Neymar and that for like the whore parties and stuff like that. Sorry, their words. But like as part of like negotiations, that we mock them for it because it's outlandish and silly. But it's more honest than saying I want to change society by going there. It's like you're not going to change society by going there. You're literally changing nothing, because you do anything that remotely tries to change society, they're just going to put in a black and white photo so they can't see the rainbow for a start. That should have been your first sign you made a mistake.
Are you telling me what I should have done 17 months ago, yeah? Anyway, we got a new subscriber. Welcome, Jordan. Welcome to the fucking madhouse, my friend. Hope you're well. Looks like you're a Liverpool fan. Okay. I can be a bit flexible with Liverpool fans. Colonel, and right, allegedly, but yes, everything's allegedly.
Allegedly is my favourite kind of Lee, because you can say anything you want, and as long as you say allegedly before or after, it's perfectly okay.
Well, that's why Football Brownie was the first one, and the guys who've been here for years. Well, no, Football Brownie was the first one who released the information about Mason Greenwood, because I was in Spain. And I remember Man United getting in contact with me and saying, "Look, fucking take your videos down, take your information down, or we'll take you to court." But because I was in Spain and outside the UK civil court, no problem. Try it. They're not coming down. What's your thing with Greenwood? What's your thing with Greenwood? Because look, and I will say this because I know. I'll say this because I know.
Should take him on.
Sorry?
I don't think anyone should take him on personally. I don't care how good at football he is.
Look,
Ched Evans is a bit different because Ched Evans is not a good footballer on that level. But the fact of the matter is his conviction was overturned.
Yeah. Look, I was working for a Spanish English newspaper at the time, right? I was also just starting up Football Brownie.
Mm.
I know, right? I know that the the progress went when I couldn't comment, during that period. But I know that there were evidence which never went to a public domain, never went in a public domain. That is why I stand by it. I'm not a Man United fan. Far from it. But you know that guy? That guy is absolute gutter shyster. And if
Scumbag,
and
allegedly.
if no, not allegedly. I'll say it as it is on this one because I know, mate, right? And I'm going to say this as well. On social media, you get fanboy uh, supporters these days. Everyone fucking, and you do get Africa FC that fucking support anything Mason Greenwood do on. I think it's fucking disgusting, mate. That's why he's gone to fucking Jamaica. That's why he's gone to Jamaica, because the kind of mindset is completely different to what he has allegedly done. No, I think it's fucking sick, mate.
I'll be very, very surprised if an elite club takes him on this season. Very, because it's the wider implication of what you're saying your club will allow by taking him on. More than anything.
Jordan is a YouTube Jordan, get in contact with me. Get contact Mr. Tom as well. We both got channels, and what I did do,
my channel
Tom,
link up on it. I know most
okay.
people in your chat are already subbed to it, but I don't know if it shows up. Stefan, can you let me know if that's actually
Come up. It's come up.
Thank
Get in
you.
contact, Jordan, and we'll have a chat, because what I do want to do, before I went on my holiday, I am a firm believer that working together on YouTube is the best way to help each other out. And what I used to do every week, I used to have a show with a different content creator, and basically having a show of advertising that person's channel, and hopefully having subscribers to go across. So we'll have
Yeah. It only shows up for us on this because we're looking at it through the StreamYard.
Jordan says he's from Jamaica, right? Jordan, I tell you, listen, do you know who did I have on a channel before? I spoke about Jamaican football before. Mario. Anyway, Jordan, what's your opinion? Well, as someone in Jamaica, what's your opinion about Marcus? Not Rashford. Fucking Greenwood.
Still having none
Is
of
it?
it.
Yeah, it's Marios, I think. He changed his channel name. 1 second, Tom. Take it away for a moment. I need to double check.
Yeah, so I think it's just because generally it won't let someone that's not a. You would need to make me an administrator on your channel, Brownie, for me to be able to post links. But anyway, I would just be very, as I said before, I'll be very surprised if that man plays for an elite football club this season, probably next season. I mean, it's hard for me to say what the future holds, but unfortunately, there are a lot of clubs that will risk their reputation on a footballer that is probably above their level. For example, when Sheffield United took on Ched Evans, it was very, very controversial at the time. But Sheffield United weighed it up and thought, well, we're getting a very good footballer. But I don't know. But anyway, so what's going on in the world of football? Did anyone got any opinions or news while we wait for Brownie? I fully suspect Brownie's on the toilet. No, he's not on the toilet. Sorry.
Okay. No. I want to double check what Mario's channel was. MG Sports has now changed it to. So Jordan, do you know of Mario MG Sports? Anyway, sorry, he doesn't rate Greenwood. On Instagram. I tell you what, Jordan. Go into the information about my page. Get in contact. And in fact, on the ticker below, you will see my Twitter, Facebook, everything else on the Twitter below. Right down there.
Almost certainly what he was doing, Stefan. But yeah, Brownie.
No, not yet.
If you're willing to, if you was willing to make me a channel admin or whatever, however it worked, the spanner thing that's next to Stefan's name, then maybe when I put links up for my channel, they'll actually appear on your screen, I believe.
I haven't done it for ages, mate. I don't know who the fuck is
I think you just have to click on my name.
I have to do it after, don't I?
I think you can do it during the show. I'm not sure. Maybe, but
moderator, yeah?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not even doing a lead show this week anyway. I'm taking the week off.
I tell you what, I watched it for a little bit. I can't remember what the your colleague's name is on there.
Ben.
Yeah, he wasn't in the best of moods, was he?
No, that's Ben. That's Ben being Ben. He's very northern. We couldn't be more. No. I'll put it this way: we couldn't be more different in our disposition.
On about Northern, I'm going to let you guys into. I'm actually going to be doing a story. Well, not a story, but I'm going to be doing a video. Sorry. I was invited, or I have been invited, to do something in Bradford.
Ooh.
Because I am of the belief that simply because of a date when the Bradford fire disaster happened at Valley Parade in '85, I think it was.
Yep.
Because it was May, in the beginning of May, simply because of a date, that disaster is not remembered as other disasters which have happened in football. Because sometimes the season may have closed, may have ended by that time, and so I'm going to be spending a day or two up in Bradford, talking to Bradford fans, going to Bradford Burns unit, I think, where every year during the anniversary, they don't ask for donations. They want all donations to go to the Burns unit after what happened. And also as well, I'm going to be checking out the history of another club in Bradford, which at the time were bigger than Bradford City, called Bradford Park Avenue. I know they reincarnated these days and they're in non-league. But apparently the old stadium, or remains of the old stadium, are still there.
Sorry, Brownie. Perfect. It's worked. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All good.
Yeah, so it'll take me a couple of days to sort it all out, but I'm looking forward to it. I've been a Valley Parade for many years.
Do you know
But
there was another disaster on the exact same day as that in
no,
1985? I'll find out the name. Sorry, I'm googling now. Because Ian Hambridge was a 14-year-old boy who he was a Leeds fan who died at St Andrews because there was fighting between Leeds and Birmingham fans
yeah,
in a wall
I
ceremony.
remember it fighting, but I didn't know it. People passed away.
Yeah, that was one boy. But
Yeah,
obviously, because it happened on the same day as Valley Parade fire, obviously got it. It's like imagine something happened to you on the 12th of September 2001. It's
yeah.
not going to get any newspaper space, is it?
Oh no, Stefan will tell us all about that. I was only a kid at the time. Um, you know what? But I have seen footage. I think
Yeah,
Birmingham. I think Leeds were in the corner of St Andrews back in those days. Yeah, the away end
yeah,
was in the corner. I think, yeah.
yeah. But
Um, but
no,
yeah.
like see,
So
sort
I'm
of
going to be spending a couple of days up in Bradford. Yeah, I'm really interested in Park Avenue. I've looked at other YouTube videos about it. I'm really interested in. I'm just interested in it all, really. But yeah,
there's
it's going to be a
a lot of football history that
yes,
the Premier, like I could be out of pocket here saying this, but the Premier League has like unintentionally erased a lot of football history.
absolutely.
Uh, like
I completely agree.
like as far like on that sounds silly, like statistics, almost like they only now go back as far as 1992. Um, but same with like disasters and things like
Yeah,
this.
as Stefan said as well. Well, let's see what I can create. I'm not one, guys. You know, I'm not one for like what do they call it, vlogs and all that. I'm not really one for that. But
Oh no,
I
my
think,
favourite part of your videos, Brownie. Sorry, I know you find some good stuff, like a lot of stuff you do post. Like I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Like amuses me greatly.
no, no,
But I was gonna make a comment, but then I thought no, it actually in writing it sounds more insulting than if I said it. But a
go
lot
on.
of your videos amuse me because of your narration before you show what you're about to show. Like for example, when you're like the Leeds fans, but basically you're roasting the Leeds fans at Wembley, right? But you're like, oh, there's this Leeds fan on the way to Wembley, and they're a bit merry, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. And then you see him like leaning out of the car, grabbing a bottle of vodka or whatever it was, and
You know what? I didn't really used to go that way, but it's only
it
recently I've started getting a bit comical. I think because
it very much adds to the.
well, thanks for feedback. I appreciate it. But
In my opinion, I enjoy that. I can't speak for other people,
no,
but
I know
but
that it's like that the Newcastle Sunderland one,
yeah.
and towards the end, and I say, I didn't know they out the toilet roll in Newcastle, little things like that. Um, but I don't know. I mean, this is going to be a completely opposite kind of
Oh
video,
yeah,
isn't
of
it?
course.
I won't be able
Yeah.
to
Oh, you can't be making
laugh or
jokes
joke
before
on.
that, can you? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I know Stefan was one of the first ones in the comments. Typical brownie video last night. But that's a USP. That's a unique selling point of fucking football with brownie. Okay, now forget about what happens on the pitch. The guy was fucking wiping his ass with a Sunderland flag. Right. On that fucking note, we'll make a move if that's okay, Tom.
Absolutely not a problem. I've
Many
enjoyed this
thanks.
as I
Thank you ever
usually do.
so much. Thank
Anytime.
you ever so much. Now, I
Pleasure.
know the season have come to an end, but you guys know that this channel we started halfway through the season, so I've had maybe 6 to 8 months of building it back up. But I will promise you, the next season will be, be fighting on all fronts, basically. I will be doing some Euro games as watch-alongs, if I'm honest with you. With Wales not there, I can't be fucking asked, if I'm honest with you. But I will be doing some. And I hope that you guys can join me, either in a chat or join me. Tom, if you wanted to come on, no problem at all, mate.
I will probably take you up on most of them.
Thank you ever so much. Appreciated. Guys in the chat, many thanks. Thanks for joining. Until next time, adios, hasta luego, auf Wiedersehen. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.